Brian, Open Cup tomorrow. You talked about putting more into the Open Cup and having that emphasis, but you also have to deal with a lot of injuries here. So, how do you go about putting a team together for tomorrow's game?
Well, there'll be some call-ups from Defiance. There'll be guys that maybe we think can play from the first group, and we'll put out a strong lineup. And probably more importantly, we'll put out a strong effort. When you're hamstrung with certain key injuries to certain guys, and you just do the best you can. But the one underlying thing that binds that whole group is they will put the effort in. I can guarantee you that.
Both your club and then also Wade's Defiance familiar with the Galaxy, having both clubs faced in the last month. Wade team just beat them 3-1 a week and a half ago.
I'm not so sure we know who
right.
Greg is going to put out there.
Exactly. So how do you prepare for that?
Well, we're going to show him clips of both teams. We have some intel that they're going to start some starters. They'll have some starting players out there on Wednesday. They have Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, extra day rest in between. So they're going from an advantageous position compared to our schedule. So I wouldn't put it past Greg. They haven't had good results. Strong runs in Open Cups have, lifted some teams, ours included, over the years. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some bigger names in their lineup on Wednesday.
Ryan, each game's important, but you've got this game on Wednesday, which you want to win and you stay focused, but you've also got another one against a tough team, and you've got players that have been injured. How do you balance
We write up the potential lineups up on the board and talk about it, make plan A, plan B, plan C, play that particular game, then does that change your next three? And you just keep moving through the schedule.
Is Nuhu, where's he at? I'm just going to ask you the whole injury report.
Yeah, well, he looks good, but until they get the MRI and the spleen reduces, he's not playing. He can go out here and run around and do his sprints and get his fitness in, but he can't take any contact.
You got John Hall back. That's got to be comfortable.
Yeah. He might see some minutes. He didn't play on the weekend.
Is there any updates on Christian Roldan,
Nope.
Kellen Rowe?
Nope. Kellen's out here. Christian, we're still letting him fully recover from the concussion symptoms. That's one that we are not, I keep repeating myself, we're not going to rush that one. We're going to make sure that he's at 100%, total 100%, and then start ramping him back up.
How about Raul? Is he still on the same timeline, everything going according to plan?
Yeah. I mean, he looks good too, and he's got a smile on his face because he feels good, but we're not going to rush that one. Can't have another injury there, so same timeline.
Leo Chu, I don't think he was out here today. What's
Nope.
his status?
On that play where the guy caught him as he was dribbling past, foot injury. I'll call it a foot injury. He's in there trying to get it right, and we'll see. We'll see.
Coach,
I'm just to get some clarification on that. Does that mean he's questionable for the weekend?
Questionable for this game tomorrow.
Okay.
And then on the weekend, his wife is having a baby, so he will not be in Houston.
And then has Obed was he out here?
Yeah.
And so is he with the U20s or is
He is with the U20s.
Okay.
Coach, this is a tough ask, right? I mean, you got a desperate team in LA, and then you play a Houston team that's undefeated at home. They haven't even conceded a goal. When it comes to facing something like that, does the messaging go into some of those stats? You just kind of let it roll? How does that work?
Same messaging. We're very comfortable with our process. We do the film, we do the research. Jorge and John digest film 2 weeks in advance. We as coaches look over the film. We come up with game plans for each particular opponent. We train as much as we can on the field. I mean, we were undefeated at home with no goals scored too. So let's just see.
Ryan, how you feel your midfield possession-wise, last few games, is it where you want it to be? It has been, or That's a vague question.
Yeah, it's vague because look, we're a good transition team, and would I like to keep possession on a big pitch like tomorrow down in LA, and would I like to keep possession on a hot, humid night in Houston? Sure. But when you have Jordan Morris, Leo Chu, guys like that, we can get up and down the field in a hurry. We're a good transition team. So I would think it's where we're at. It's good.
Coach, you have a lot of potential in the squad, the roster. You've kind of modified players in different positions. How do you not overreact to maybe certain performances whenever you shift somebody or you play someone young or new, and maybe things don't go quite as well, and then continue to work with them as you go along?
Well, I like slow, steady progress throughout a season. I'm not the kind of guy that gets ups and downs. I don't like coaches. I think all around the world love players that are steady. You understand they're going to have ups and downs. You understand that. We're not going to kill players that doesn't have a good performance on a Saturday and he's automatically out of the lineup. It's a body of work. How many games has he played? Expectations playing in different positions, expectations playing home or away. There's lots of things that factor into it, but we're not a staff that, makes rash decisions.
Freddie seems pretty enthusiastic about this, playing in this game. What's that do for you when you have a veteran who has enjoyed the amount of success that he has in cup competitions and seems this enthusiastic?
I'll speak to Freddie here in a second, but there were a lot of senior players that wanted to be involved in the game, and I had to tell some of them no. But Freddie has enjoyed last couple of years coming back home. His contributions to this club we can't say enough about early on. Now coming back, the Champions League run, some of those games last year, his leadership on the training field, on the stadium field the other night against the Loyal, 120 minutes, still bearing a penalty. I mean, he's enjoying his career, and God bless him. I mean, we love having him around.
He said that he was cramping up right before that penalty. Yeah. How much of that is just does it speak to those kind of situations are mental as much as they are?
He was going to score that goal regardless. If he was hobbling on one leg, he was going to take that penalty and he was going to score.
Coach, two side questions here. One, was reported that Pedro Palmero's product is trialist with the team. Is there anything you could tell us about that particularly?
No.
Secondly, Ezra Henderson gets let go of Chicago. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He was bummed, obviously. Tough situation. I'm blessed with good goalkeeping. I mean, they sold their goalkeeper last year. He's got another young kid in there building down the spine of the team. Shaqiri, he's been injured in and out of the lineup. It was a tough go for Ezra, so I feel bad for him. Thought his team was playing good. Thought his team was getting better. One game below 500. We had some draws in there, but it's a tough one.
Is there a thought to bring him back as part of the staff?
We don't have any space on our staff at this moment, but Ezra's a quality coach, good human being. So if there is, he'd certainly be one of the candidates.
Going back to your senior players that want to play, I know you're not surprised by that. What does that just say about your players, your seniors wanting to?
It speaks to the whole group. I mean, we're taking everybody, whether they're on the bench actually or not. We're going to take everybody on the plane. They're all coming to LA to support the group that's playing, and then they're going to get on the plane to Houston. So it's a committed group, committed to each other. It's a good locker room this year.
Home? I'll try this one. Playing at home is always good, but sometimes in professional sports, when the team can kind of, stay together for an extended amount of time, it can help.
Yeah, we had that in Spain.
Yeah,
Spain was good for us this year.
Is this kind of a little mini like that here?
Yeah, I wouldn't put that much stock into it. Your original point was valid. The senior players are there to support the younger players in games like this, and they enjoy doing it.
How big of so is it 30 odd people that you're taking down there then?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, Jeremiah, but there's all of our rostered players, plus the Defiance players that are going to participate in Wednesday, and then a couple Defiance players might even join us in Houston as well.